How are we doing, everybody? Right now, I am a little bit sick, so just so you know, I'm a little bit sick. If I sound a little crazy, it's because I'm a little bit sick. But I made $2.3 thousand today in one trade while sick. So I'm gonna break down the trade idea and everything. I'm gonna give you guys a little screenshot of the P&L just so you guys know there's no cap in the wrap. So this is the screenshot from the trade today, $2.3 thousand on US30. That is a screenshot, but if I also go into my ActTrader app, see me go into it. This is the app that I use to take the trades for the people that are part of the team. You see these trades on a daily basis. I'm gonna go to my portfolio history for the day. We refresh it. You can see the trade, no cap in the wrap, not multiple trades taken, not a whole bunch of little mini trades. No, one trade, $2.3 thousand, and I'm about to explain to you guys exactly how I was able to do it in a short little video. So as you can see, this is the trade that is still playing out in the background. I already closed the trade, but this is the exact trade that I took, and I want to explain to you why I took it, all of that, because this trade made me $2.3 thousand, but if I would have held it to right here, I would have made $3,000. If I would have held it to right here, I would have made $4,000. So $4,000 is possible in a day. Only risking $1,000 is not bad. If I would have been risking $1,500, I would have made $3,000 on this trade. But you know what? It's only Monday. I wasn't going too crazy. But with that being said, let's get straight into it. So the first thing that I always do when I hop on the charts, I'm always drawing the previous highs and lows. That's the first thing that I always draw. Previous highs, previous low. The main reason that I was originally bullish going into today is because I saw during London, at what time do you guys think? The prime time for London is going to be that 2 to 4 a.m. Why? Because that is the London Open. That is when the majority of London session has this volume. So I saw that during London, we ran this previous day's low at 2 and 3 in the morning, which is the equivalent to 9:30 in the morning for New York session. That's the time we trade during New York. Why? Because that's when all the volume is. If you're trading during London, you should be trading that 2 to 4 because that is when majority of the volume is. And pay attention to this, because I always tell you guys this. For the people that watch the videos, pay attention to consolidation, and then when price leaves and pushes away from this area, pay attention to the gaps that get left behind, because when price leaves gaps behind, price more times than less will trade into it before going higher. Now, this is exactly what happened during London session. We ran this previous day's low and we had a push. From here, we left a gap behind that price came very, very close to and almost traded into before going higher. That there was my main indication to why I wanted to see price go bullish for now. Keep in mind also, before this whole push up here, I was already in the trade. Before we got all this push, I was already in longs. Where was my entry? I only take entries based off of fair value gap fills, and I only take entries based off of false breaks. In this case, I didn't take a false break. The false break move was ideal during London, but I don't trade London. By the time I was up, price already ran this low. By the time I was up, price already had the low of the day that was created at 2, 3 in the morning from running this previous day's low. I saw that we left this gap, price traded into it before eventually continuing to go higher. All that led me to believe is that price is more than likely bullish. Price is more than likely going to keep going higher. So all I did was I paid attention to the next high probability for value gap, and I was looking to take price higher to target the Asian session high, to target the previous high. So where was my entry? My entry was all the way right in here. And you probably can't really tell what happened on here, but if I go to the same area and go just to a littler time frame, look at this right in here. See this retracement that we got at 9:30 in the morning? Right into this gap. I let price push first at 9:15. 9:30 open, we pushed a little bit more, but we came right into that 1 hour gap. When price came into that 1 hour gap, I also saw that it traded into this lower time frame order block. Now, that's not my main indication for why I got into the trade. The main indication for why I got into the trade was the fact that London was bullish, and then after London was bullish, I looked for the highest probability for value gap to take price higher. From there, if we go back to the 1 hour time frame, because this is where I took the trade off of, this is how it looked. I was originally looking to target firstly the Asian session high. From targeting the Asian session high, that was the closest possible area, and it also gave me the 1-to-1. So once we got to that Asian session high, that is when I was able to break even. From here, it made sense. Why did it make sense to break even here? Because at this area, the Asian session high, regardless if it was also the Asian session low, regardless if it was the previous high, previous low, these areas that I'm marking up on a daily basis are areas that I'm expecting price to have a reaction. In this case, it kept pushing. In this case, it kept going to my 1 to 2, and I was able to close my trade. But also pay attention to how price reacted to this Asian session high. See how price pushed, we got out the trade, but then it retraced back into the Asian session high multiple times before continuing to push higher. Like I said, I only caught a 1 to 2. I could have caught a 1 to 3. I could have caught a 1 to 4, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. I don't care. I made $2.3 thousand. I made $2.3 thousand on a Monday. I made $2.3 thousand on a Monday while sick. I don't care. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I could have made 4,000. Okay, and I could have been buying. I could have bought Bitcoin 5 years ago. Neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. The main important thing is worrying about what you actually have in your control. And in this case, the main reason behind this trade, let's keep it simple. We've been bullish since London session. The previous day wasn't bullish, but in this case, I always pay attention to what London session does first before I look at the previous day. Because even though the previous day was bearish, it was very obviously bullish ever since London when we created the low of the day after running the previous day's low. So we were already bullish. I waited for my time to trade, which was 9:30 in the morning. We traded into a 1 hour imbalance. That was where this entry was. That in itself is more than enough confirmation for why I would want to get into a trade. Bullish trend, 1 hour gap during my right time. I don't need to have every confirmation in the world to take a trade. I just need the ones that are going to make it so I trust the trade. Simple as that. There doesn't have to be anything complicated behind it. Like I said, the overall target would have been this previous high, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. Anybody that would have been aiming for the previous high, they would have been holding this trade until the market literally closed right now. It might go hit it later. It might not. But all I know is I already caught my trade. All I know is I don't need to be in this trade no more. One and done. Less is more. I need you guys to understand that. Less is more. You don't need to have every single reason to get into a trade. You don't need to have the most complicated system or strategy. No. Less is more. This is exactly what I do on a daily basis. And I did this shit live in front of everyone's face. So, for the people that don't believe it, once again, I even have a little screen recording of after the trade and everything, when I was literally sitting on my, what was I sitting on? I was sitting on my couch, just chilling, right over here. This is the screenshot and video. Make my face cam bigger. Literally, like this is me in the trade. Me, 2.3. This was at 11 in the morning. I go to show you guys the trade that I took. This was in the middle of the trade. It literally wicked. And that all of it was done right here. All of that was right there. No cap in the rap, man. No cap in the rap. I hope you guys found some value in this. A little bit of free game. I don't always give the free game, especially on the second channel, but I'm going to try to give some free value. I love you guys, and there's a lot of stuff that you can learn, but you got to actually implement it. You got to use it. All of this is cool. This information is cool, but it means nothing until it's applied. Stay safe, stay productive. I'll see you guys in the next educational video.